I request to all participants turn on your camera for today's attendance so that we can take a screenshot. Please turn your camera. All participants, please turn your camera for today's attendance. May I be audible? Sorry. क्या आप हमें सुन सकते हैं?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So please turn on your camera. I request you all participants, please turn on your camera. Okay, thank you. Without any delay, now let us begin our technical session. It is my honor to introduce our person for today's session, Dr. Vikas Kumar Sir, Assistant Professor in Law, teaching in campus of Law Center Faculty of Law, University of Delhi for around 18 years. His core area is international law, environmental law, and climate change mitigation law. Also, his specialization in criminal and child law. So far, Sir have participated in various national and international conferences on various topics of laws. Sir has also written various papers in national and international journals on the issues of international and environmental laws. Sir has delivered lectures in various colleges of Delhi University and other national universities on his core areas. Now, I request our resource person to please join and address audience. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for giving such a nice introduction. Hope I am audible to all of you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, very good afternoon to one and all present over here. Before I begin with my presentation, I would like to express my heartfelt thanks to the principal government Danteshwari PG College, Girls College, Jagadalpur, Bastar, and because he invited me to lecture in such a wonderful event, Fraternity Development Program, which the college is organizing. I would also like to express my heartfelt thanks to the organizing committee of this college who has arranged this faculty development program, and you know that everyone who is involved in that. Last at least, my thanks goes to my friend Bhuvnesh Kumar ji, who yesterday called me and offered me to deliver a lecture on this particular topic, which he has noted to me. And topic is disintegration of families, an overview of legal perspective. Because he invited me yesterday only on a very short notice, and because he is a very good friend of mine, I could not say no to him. And because if he had invited me earlier, so I could have prepared very well. So I am little bit skeptical how whether I would do justice with those who are present over here. Try my level as I know with respect to the particular topic. So let's begin with the topic. Topic as the name suggests, disintegration of families, legal perspective. Now the question is that I hope my slides are visible to all of you. Hope you are viewing this.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, as we all know, we live in India, and where family is considered one of the basic unit of every society. Though it is everywhere, but the values, our values in India, which our family carries, is different from other jurisdiction or other countries. Family is one of the important institution in our country, because whatever we learn it from the family. Now, what happens when we grow up, and then you know that we are now we have set into the modern world. So now we can see that families are no more living in a unity, or the bond of unity is cracking in today's time, and there are many reasons for that. I'll tell you in the later part of my that lectures why families are disintegrating. But that the thing is that because the modern world and the race of earning economic economy and financial crisis, they are creating hurdles in the unity, in the bond that actually family carries. So also the values of the society are getting down. So there are many reasons, variety of reasons are there. So now I will not go on to the all the aspects of family breaking, like that in a family there might be brothers, fathers, bond with the that sisters, bond with the with our grandparents and like that. This is not my topic today. I will stick myself to the breaking of the families, particularly with regard to the marital bond between the husband and wife, and what are the legal remedies and what are the legal consequences and legal implications when this bond of marriage gets break down and the families break down. So we will try to learn some legal that provisions that deals with the dissolution of the marriage, that deals with the the maintenance after the family gets broken, and the other aspects like child maintenance and other issues that are related to that. So now that the reasons, as I just mentioned, may happen in the family, like economic pressures, social changes. That these and might be the social media nowadays, the inclusion of technology in our life, which has included to that an extent that we are nowadays we are completely separated ourselves from our family members. We do not give time to our family members, particularly when I am talking with respect to husband and wife. So, or we are living in a direct relationship. We are not giving time to them. Anything you want to say? Hello? कुछ क्या
ऑल को म्यूट कर दिया सर, ऑल हो गया।
Hello, am I audible? Yes. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
May I continue?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I was telling you the conflicts that arises and that weakens the bond of family. That that minimizes that particular kind of bond that exists between the family, particularly in matrimonial relationship when between the spouses I am referring to. So from a legal perspective, the institution of family basically is to resolve disputes when this relationship spreads down. Now, meaning, what is meaning of family disintegration? Let's have a look onto that legal meaning. So, a breakdown of family structure may occur due to variety of reasons, like conflict among family members. Legal disputes may happen nowadays in matrimonial disputes. The spouse, if there is a dispute, legal disputes, so the wife go to the FIR, and then this increases the differences between the family. And she might be right, because she might be facing the crisis in the family, and that's why she has to go. But before resolving this dispute within the family, sometimes it happens they rather take the legal course. So this legal dispute basically is responsible for weakening the bond between the family members. Or then sometimes the stage comes to the taking of divorce or separation of the spouses. Domestic violence is one of the important reasons whereby the wife chooses to dissolve the marriage or to live in separation. Or that the child neglecting the child by the husband or by the wife, both amid this kind of neglecting the children. So that this also becomes the bond in the family and gives rise to the breakdown of the marriage. Then there might be some other factors, personal factors might be there. There might be some factors like some disease might cause weakening the bond of the family, like anxiety, depression, might be there, medical health issues might be there. Okay, then modern society, there is a trend in the world nowadays, even in India also, we are seeing that what happens, people want to live in isolation rather than in a family of so many members. We prefer to live in nuclear families. So that is also a tendency which we see around the globe. So this is also one of the these are the factors that actually dissolves the family or disintegrates the family. Now, why we study the law? What is the importance of studying the law, particularly when the question is of disintegration of the families? Actually, law plays a major role in both protecting and dissolving family relationships. So there are laws we have with us. I'll just throw light on that. What are those laws? They protect the family from disintegration. And there are laws as well in case the marriage cannot continue or the relationship cannot continue. In that case, after effects of the dissolution, I mean to say there are many benefits that must go to the wife because she is the sufferer in that case. So it might happen on other side also. Sometimes husband might also suffer. So the consequences of that dissolution of the marriage. So what are the legal provisions that regulates the dissolution of the family? So law intervenes to regulate those rights, duties, and provide remedies to avoid further escalation of family disputes within the families. And this is what we need. We need to understand the law. Then. Come on to this particular slide, laws that regulate family disintegration. What are those laws, particularly when I'm talking about India? So there are laws that regulates the family disintegration or that may provide relief to the victims of the family disintegration. This is first is Hindu Marriage Act 1955. It deals with all kinds of family, dissolutions. It deals with the marriage provisions and then dissolutions provisions and also the maintenance and other issues which are incidental to the disintegration of the family. Then comes the Special Marriage Act of 1954. It also deals with those issues of protection of the prevention of marriage breakdown first, and then in case marriage is broken, then the other issues, I need to say maintenance issue and other issues. Then protection of women from domestic violence in 2005. I will throw light on all those provisions which I am tackling here. Then Muslim Personal Laws for Muslim Women's Application Act 1937, and one more act is there, the Dissolution of Muslim Women Marriage Act 1939, which I have not written here, but this is also one of the important law that deals with the disintegration of family or breaking of the marriage of Muslim women. Then the Code of Criminal Procedure 1973, which is a procedure code that also provides remedies to the spouses, particularly wife, children, and parents. Then Guardianship and Ward Act 1890. This also deals with the dissolution of the marriage and the consequences of it and the remedies it provides to the victims of the disintegration of the family. Hindu Minority and Guardianship Act, and last but not least, the Family Court Act of 1984, where all the disputes related to marriages are finally heard by the court as per the provisions of the Family Court Act of 1894. So these are some of the legal provisions or laws that deals with the dissolution of the marriage or disintegration of the family. Now come on to key provisions of the Hindu Marriage Act of 1955. What are those provisions that deals with the particularly Hindu marriages and their disintegration? As we know, Section 5 is very important. It actually it tells us what should be the conditions for a valid Hindu marriage. First, when the bond of the family is going to be to happen. So when two people of sound age, male 21 and woman 18, these are the conditions. So when they fulfill those conditions, so they can marry. So if they can form a family. And then Section 7, solemnization of marriage according to customary rites, means how this marriage would happen. Solemnization of marriage would happen. So of course there is traditional Hindu law, and according to the tradition, you know that certain customary rites and rituals has to be performed before binding the two people into this institution of marriage. And one of the important customary ritual is Saptapadi, as we all know, taking 7 steps around the fire. So once this happens, so the two people who otherwise fulfills the conditions as laid down under Section 5 forms a family. They become husband and wife. So then Section 9, very important, restitution of conjugal rights. It means after the marriage is being solemnized, and after sometimes when the two husband and wife, they are not happy with one another, or they are not living in the company of one another, because the purpose of marriage is to live in the company of each other, companionship, or as we know, union of the two sexes. So in that case, when they are not performing their duties, so one can invoke Section 9. Section 9 means restitution of conjugal rights. So one can go to the court, and court will then pass the order to the opposite party to fulfill their part of obligations of the family. So you know that this provision attempts to prevent family disintegration. I am saying it's very important because this provision actually prevents family not to disintegrate. They want to keep the bond, you know that as it is. So that in that sense, this is very important, and it also restores matrimonial harmony between the spouses. Then Section 10, judicial separation. When the husband and wife has decided to go away with one another, they cannot continue the marriage. In that case, Section 10 is very important again, because in India, I am telling you, there are various kinds of theories that exist, particularly with regard to breaking of the family or taking the granting the divorce. So in India, we are very conservative in that sense. We do not allow the marriages to be broken so easily. Our practice is conservative, and we generally do our best to strengthen the bond, to maintain that bond, to maintain that unity, to maintain that family. So in all circumstances, the emphasis of the court is to maintain the family, not to allow disintegration. So Section 10 is a process, is that provision that actually when husband and wife or one among them goes for divorce, so they don't allow the divorce so easily. So they will actually do judicial separation. So judicial separation means the court will give 1 year time, or if the court thinks appropriate, they may allow further 1 year time to the spouse, to the husband and wife, to that live separately, and might be that it happen that both the two again realizes their mistakes and they can again come into the bond. So once the divorce is granted, then that marriage will be broken, family will be disintegrated. So the practice is generally to allow the judicial separation. Let's see, court actually by allowing judicial separation ensures whether the emotional bond which exists between them has really collapsed or not, or still there are chances that the bond can be again restored. That is why section 10 in that sense is very important. Then the section 13 is finally the section that actually is responsible for disintegration of family, for the topic for which today we are talking about. Divorce is when the bond has completely, weakened. There are no chances of getting it restored, and the bond that is, that emotional bond that exists between husband and wife has completely broken down, collapsed, and there are no chances. So then, under section 13, divorce may be sought by the court. But as I am telling you, it is not so easy. Again, there are grounds of divorce. I will come on to that. I will tell you what are those grounds in the later part of my lecture. I will tell you what are the grounds of divorce, because we generally in India, our theory is fault-based theory for divorce. I'll tell you what is fault-based theory, but let me complete this slide. Then section 13 is divorce by mutual consent. So divorce by mutual consent is a kind of phenomena where where the two husband and wife mutually agrees to break the family. When they mutually agree and they have completely lost the trust in each other, mutual respect for each other, now they can go to the court and they can ask to the court to break that bond of marriage. So it may happen easily, but again I'm telling you because we are a very conservative approach country. Even in that case, even two people, I need to say the husband and wife goes to the court and they seek for the divorce by mutual consent, then it is not granted so easily. The court again gave them time for 6 months, go and that come after 6 months, and the purpose is always to restore the marriage, to restore that bond. So it might happen that, and it has happened. There is a research on that. Generally, husband and wife when they go to the court and after 6 months they come back and they withdraw their application for this divorce. This has been seen on many occasions. There is a very good research on that. So because what happens, sometimes egos are clashing. There is no dispute between them, only egos are clashing. Nowadays, because the women are getting education, women are asserting their rights, so they sometimes it happens, it looks to the male particularly that she is not listening to him, or she is not doing the work as he wants, like that. So many issues might be there. Means ego clashes between them, and after 6 months, the time the court has allowed to live in separation, even they file the mutual consent, then they realize their mistake, and then they again come back to the court and they leave their egos and rather feel that they should live in that mode of marriage. So this is what section 13 means. Then section 24, maintenance pending life. This is after the when the divorce petition has been filed, or when the wife is living in judicial separation. So and there are many cases which are pending before the court. That case, section 24 gives some amount to the wife to be paid by the husband, so that she can look after the cases in the court. She can pursue the cases in the court. So this is that kind of maintenance under section 24. Section 25, permanent alimony and maintenance. It is allowed when divorce has finally been decreed by the court, and in that case, then that permanent alimony that has to be given to the wife by the husband, or it may happen during the divorce petition when it is pending before the court. So then section 18 of the Hindu Adoption and Maintenance Act 1956 recognizes the wife's right to maintenance. Likewise, this is one of the other acts whereby the wife's right of maintenance are recognized. And last but not the least, section 20 of the Hindu Adoption and Maintenance Act of 1956, maintenance of children and aged parents. So it also recognizes the rights. These provisions they need with the after the when the bond between the family members has broken. So in that case, what would happen after that? That's why these provisions are very important. So particularly your college is a girls' college, and girls must know their rights. So in case it happens, they must assert they must assert and they should assert their rights in the court. They should not sit silently. So there are that bundle of rights which are granted by these laws to the women. And women in general circumstances, in ordinary parlance, it is the bitter truth that women are the victims to this particularly bond of when this marriage is dissolved. So women, majority women are the aggrieved party, and that's why the laws are being placed for them. Now, what is the objective of this law? Objective of law, as I told you, to address through these laws the marriage-related laws, divorce provisions, maintenance rights, domestic violence. Now, one more important is Domestic Violence Act. I forgot Domestic Violence in that 2005 because women faces torture and exploitation at husband's house or in-laws' house. So in that case, Domestic Violence Act 2005 was especially constituted to grant the relief to the wife. Like she, as per the law, she has the right to live in the house, in the same house where husband resides. She has the residential right. You know that. So women cannot be thrown out so easily. Now, if she files the case in the court under Domestic Violence Act, she would 100% get the order in her favor to live in that house. Okay, and then court will ensure from the husband that no domestic violence would happen against her. Protection order will be issued by the court. So domestic violence is also one of the law that prevents to further disintegrate the family because the wife has got the right to live in the same house. So it preserves family relationship wherever possible. And second, the rights and welfare of the individuals of the broken family are being remedied by the laws, by the presence of the laws. So then, am I audible? Huh?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me ensure because it might happen that my voice has broken and from that I am just speaking here and nobody is listening. So let me ensure. So then now come on I was talking about section 13 of the Hindu Marriage Act, general grounds of divorce. Now I told you divorce is of course when husband and wife they want to disintegrate the family, they want to break that bond in which they were being united. Now they don't want to live, and it might happen for variety of reasons. As I told you, what are those reasons? Let me tell you the grounds of the divorce, like cruelty. Cruelty is one such ground where the wife can seek divorce from the husband if the husband is doing cruelty. Cruelty is of two types: mental cruelty and physical cruelty. So physical cruelty means physically beating the wife. Causing injuries to the body of the wife. Or mental cruelty means mentally torturing, taunting, husband is taunting with regard to that she has not bring the dowry as she should bring, or she has she is not doing the work properly, she is illiterate, she is not educated. So many things might happen that she is facing torture in the form of taunting that is going on. Or one of the important thing is that which is the purpose of the family is the cohabitation. That for which this bond is being made, and it might happen that the husband is ignoring the wife, or that he is not cohabiting with her, and in that case this is also covered by the mental cruelty. It might happen. So if it happens, the wife can bring the petition before the court and can ask for dissolution of the marriage or disintegration of the family, because now that this cannot go on, the family cannot go on. So in that case, disintegration is required. Then domestic violence, I just told you different form of violence, you know that at home. Then adultery, it is kind of act shown by either spouse, either members of the spouse, wife or husband, when they are living in extramarital affairs with others. In that case, it may become one of the ground of divorce. Then desertion when the husband has or wife has left, the husband without any justifiable reason or without any reasonable cause. Any of the two has left the company of the other. In that case, desertion, conversion of religion. If one has converted to another religion, then every party may go to the court, ask for dissolution of the marriage. Then mental disorder, mental illness, as I told you, if any one of them is that suffering from anxiety, might be depression, and if it is so high or it is so deep that existence to live in a family is completely impossible. In that case, if there are medical evidences, then marriage dissolution may be solved from the court. So then venereal diseases, these are the certain communicable diseases, might be like one of the two has suffered from AIDS, might be any other disease which is communicable or which may that is spread within the other family members. So if there is evidences, so one can go to the court and ask for the dissolution of the marriage. And of course, mutual consent, I told you, this is one of the important thing where marriage can be dissolved by mutual agreement. I just that talk on that. So divorce, what is the effect of the divorce legally? Divorce legally dissolves marriages and often results in family disintegration. And why I am telling you these grounds, because in India we actually do not recognize that irretrievable theory of marriages, irretrievable breakdown theory of marriages. I will talk on that. What is irretrievable marriage? Irretrievable breakdown theory of marriage. So we generally have a fault-based theory. Fault-based theory means one party has to prove the fault of the other party to get the divorce. So it is very difficult. It's a very lengthy procedure. Sometimes it takes 10 years or might be 15 years or more than that. And family disintegration is not possible unless the one party who is seeking the divorce proves satisfactorily to the satisfaction of the court that the other party has committed the marriage offense or some kind of offense. So that is one thing I am talking about. Then come on to this theories of divorce. Now this is very important. What are those theories, particularly when the divorce could be granted? So dissolution of marriages happen when the marriages have failed. Purpose of the marriage have completely failed. You know that. So the major theories governing divorce in India are fault theory. As I was just speaking on that, and I told you the ground of divorce in fault theory. These are the grounds. Then breakdown theory, again when the marriage has completely collapsed and there are no chances of restoring the marriage. The consent theory, the divorce by mutual consent. Then again, that I have already talked on that. And this is the irretrievable breakdown theory. Now this irretrievable breakdown theory is not our concern. It is not recognized in India by any law. Either it is Hindu Marriage Act, it is Special Marriage Act 1954, or it is any, that even in Muslim, the Sharia Act or in dissolution of Muslim Marriage Act of 1939, irretrievable breakdown theory is not the theory that is recognized. It is a Western concept. Basically, that theory emerged out in UK and in Europe and in USA. Now, what is this irretrievable breakdown theory? It is basically, it said that when the marriage is unbearable, when the bond of marriage is unbearable, and both the parties have lost confidence, mutual trust, mutual respect for one another, or when the emotional bond between the two has completely dead or collapsed, then there is no meaning to continue that marriage. So this is the Western approach. So if the
If and there is no need to prove the fault of one party by the other. A party files the petition and said that she does not want or he does not want to live in the company of the other because he has no he cannot carry further with this relationship. So the court allows the divorce very easily. Court allows the divorce very easily. Now there are advantages and disadvantages of this irretrievable breakdown theory. Now the advantage of this is that because when the marriage has completely collapsed and dead, so instead of wasting the time, it is better that this bond should be allowed to discontinue and both the parties should be asked to live freely and according to their will and wishes. So it is one of the advantages. Disadvantage is that if this would be allowed, so the family disintegration, the rate of family disintegration would become very high, particularly in a country like India and in countries where that conservatism is there. So that is why what happens generally, that this is not recognized expressly in our laws. There is no express provision in Hindu Marriage Act, Special Marriage Act, or Muslim dissolution of Muslim Marriage Act. But in Naveen Kohli versus Neelu Kohli, and please note down, I would request to all the girls who are listening this lecture, please note down. In this case, Supreme Court invoked Article 142, the special power of the Supreme Court. They can do that. They can invoke Article 152, which gives them the inherent powers to take decision. And very first time in this case, they allowed the divorce on the basis of this irretrievable breakdown theory. Because between the two, they said that there are no chances of reconciliation. There are no chances of reconciliation, and there are nobody is at fault. They say though nobody is at fault, but we cannot go together. Very simple, they said we cannot go together. There is no fault of each party, but there is no emotional bond between us. We cannot live in the company of each other. It might happen, despite everything is good. But the two does not want to be in company of each other. So what is the meaning of continuing with the marriage when the two has decided not to live? And both are saying that we don't have problem with each other as such, there is no fault of each other, but we do not want to live. So in this case, the court very first time recognized that it is useless to continue this institution of marriage when there is no chances of reconciliation or there are no chances of emotional bond to be restored again. So this is what I just wanted to throw light on that. And in fault-based theory, I told you 100% we have to prove the fault. Now, what are the criticism of the fault-based theory? Fault-based theory also have good things and bad things. Now, good thing of fault-based theory is that it prevents the family to break down so easily. That if we allow the fault-based theory of divorce, it will not, the rate of disintegration of family will become very low. Because as I just told you, granting divorce through this fault-based theory is a very typical and very lengthy and complex thing. One has to prove the fault of the other. And proving in the court anything if someone wants to prove anything in the court, it is not so easy. The burden of proof is so high that whatever the evidence is bringing, it must be to the satisfaction of the court. That is what I want to say. And disadvantage is that what is the use of continuing with the marriage when there are no chances of reconciliation between the two? So it destroys the life of the two. In fault-based theory, what would happen? There are no chances. Both the two they do not want to live with each other. And now one more thing is that to take the divorce in fault-based theory, one has to prove false cases against the other, because he has to prove the offense on the side of the other. So he will bring false and vexatious complaints against the other. So that would increase further litigation in the court, and that would also increase the scope of further animosity between the two, rather than that gives an end to the enmity that has arisen between the two, any kind of hostility that has arisen between the two. If we bring false allegations against the other to prove and we prove those allegations in the court and which are not true, then this will increase the hostility, the bitterness. That it might happen that if this would not have happened, chances might be there once again they have united together and they have dropped the idea of taking the divorce. But if this happens, it will certainly give the scope to the dissolution of the marriage. So fault-based theory is also not very good theory, and it actually does not provide the opportunity to the two who do not want to live in company of each other. So in that case, it will be carried out without any purpose for next 10 years, 15 years or 20 years, and the life of the two will become hell. So fault-based theory is also not very good. It has advantage and disadvantage. Likewise, this irretrievable breakdown theory is also not very good. It has advantage and disadvantage. But what should be the approach of the court? The approach of the court should be to harmonize the two theories. It is better to harmonize the two. They must give some time, like 6 months time and 1 year time. And in case the court feels that it is highly impossible for this wedlock to go on, and all efforts has become frustrated to reconcile the marriage, in that case, it is good to dissolve that marriage, invoking irretrievable breakdown theory. This is good. So in that case, the approach should be harmonizing the two. So this is fault-based theory, and as you know that it is also called as the offense theory. As I just told you, हम offense theory बोलते हैं. We call it as offense theory. The divorce would be granted only when spouse commits a matrimonial offense. Means it has to be compulsorily proved that one party has committed matrimonial offense. ठीक है ना? Cruelty, adultery. Like now, take for an example, the husband want to take divorce from the wife, invoking fault-based theory, and the character, that the only thing is where the husband will strike is on her character. So he will try to bring the evidence of adultery. So he may bring planted photos, pictures of her, though she is not of that kind of woman. But then, because the husband has to prove that she is, because there are grounds in fault-based theory, he has to bring his case in any one of the grounds that are given. So adultery is very sophisticated weapon in the hands of the woman, in the hands of the husband. So unnecessarily they are doing the character assassination of the woman just to get the divorce, and that is why that. So these grounds are giving under section 13, as I just discussed with you. Then consent theory of divorce. It is treated as one of the best theory for family disintegration or family dissolution. Consent theory, that both the parties they want to live in separation, they want to get separated, and because they have evaluated, both the parties have evaluated, and sometimes by agreement it happens, peacefully it happens, happily it happens. That no character assassination by anyone, and no need of doing proving the offense committed by any party. So in that case, this is one of the important that mechanism or process to deal with the dissolution of the marriage when it is highly impossible to reconcile the matter between the two. So in this case, both parties they file a joint petition for divorce if they have lived separately for at least 1 year. But there is a condition for that also. the two cannot file the petition so easily. Even before filing this petition, they have to live in separation at least for 1 year. But this separation is not granted by court. They have left the company of each other, and they can both the two are saying that for 1 year they are not living with one another, and that's why they need divorce. So dissolution of the marriage. So in that case, they mutually agree for that. But I just told you because we are a conservative approach country. Despite the fact the petition is given by both the parties, and they are not living in the company of each other for the last 1 year, the court will not allow the dissolution of the marriage, family disintegration so easy. Then in that case also what the court will do, court will further give 6 months time to the parties to go and live in isolation or do as you want to do, or if it happens that there between the two cohabitation happens, it might happen, it has happened on many occasions. So in that case that mutual separation will not be allowed. So this is another thing. Then comes the irritable breakdown theory. I have already told on that. इस पे बात हो चुकी है. ठीक है. Then come on to the irritable breakdown theory. As I told you, is not expressly recognized in any of the law, but the Supreme Court has invoked in Naveen Kohli and also in Samar Ghose. One more case is there. Please note down. Samar Ghose versus Jayar Ghose. The court reiterated the position and said that this theory of divorce should be applied where marriage is emotionally dead. The court has used this language where the marriage has completely emotionally dead, so there is no meaning of continuing with the marriage, and this was given in Samar Ghose and Jayar Ghose. So some parameters given by the court for applying this theory of divorce may be summed up as some of the parameters. In the Samar Ghose and in Naveen Kohli, court has given some parameters, some guidelines to apply this theory while granting the divorce. Means after the outcome of these cases, court has given a license to the lower courts. Generally, where the divorce petitions are filed, that if they feel the need of invoking irretrievable breakdown theory, they can do that. So don't stretch the matter too long. Rather apply this irretrievable breakdown theory. But before doing that, the court should ensure, court should fulfill these parameters first. Spouses have lived separately for a longer period. This irretrievable breakdown theory would apply only when the spouses will give the evidence that they are not living in their company for long. Continuous litigation and hostility between spouses. That there is continuous hostility between the two. It might happen sometimes. There happen hostility, enmity between husband and wife. You know that to a very severe kind of hostility that might happen. So sometimes both of the parties have registered files, cases, or might be that litigation under IPC, under different sections of IPC. Cases are registered against the two, or their relatives are involved in that. So there is continuous litigations that is going on in the court, and then hostility is increasing rather than decreasing. Hostility is increasing between them. There is no emotional bond. See, very important. I am telling you, for any family, the emotional bond is the essence of the unity in the family. If there is no emotional bond among the family members, then that family cannot live in, that as a family. It will 100% going to break down. So, and particularly this relationship, which is husband and wife or spouse, this is where the two are bound with each other with the emotional bond, that, or mutual love and affection. And if this has already been destroyed, has damaged, there is no meaning of continuing with the family. So last reconciliation attempts have completely failed. So all the attempts, that attempts through the courts. Now I am telling you, nowadays, that when the wife gives the complaint under section 498A, which is that one of the important provisions in IPC. So generally FIR is not registered. generally the parties are sent to the mediation and conciliation centers in every district. You know that there are mediation and conciliation centers, and these mediation and conciliation centers, they actually try to save the family. They try to save the bond, and what they do, they actually intervene. They intervene between the they listen to the matter of dispute between the two, and they attempt to reconcile. And very a beautiful thing about this institution is that family members are not allowed, except wife and husband. No one is allowed to come to that mediation center, because it has been seen by research that husband and wife they want to live in the company of each other, but the hostility or the emotional bond which has been destroyed is destroyed by their family members. So mediation and conciliation centers attempts to protect that bond by by not allowing the family members, and they only talk to the two. The two are called. They are they sit together, and then both the parties are given chance to speak why they want to dissolve the marriage, why this has happened. So in that case, in most of the cases, this is in fact, because I come from legal background and most of the time I have visited mediation center and conciliation center, and we generally read the reports. It has been seen in more than 70% cases. This note down that in 70% cases, husband and wife go home together. Wife takes her application of registering a FIR against the husband. So this is what in 30% cases only, when reconciliation attempts have failed, only then they ask for the police to register an FIR, because in these matters in 30% there is no scope of reconciliation. But in 70% matters it has been seen. So generally what happens, why this has been done, why there is a stop immediately registering the FIR. As soon as the FIR is registered, the bitterness between the husband and wife increases. Suppose what happens, the wife, their relatives, they actually incite the wife to file a FIR. Now the matter is not very, very big. That the problem is not very big. The problem can be resolved. But what happens? The wife registers the FIR, then the in-laws, husband and their families, they are arrested by the police. They go to the jail. They come out from the jail, and then the bitterness has increased too much. The bond that could have been restored, that could have been maintained, now permanently has got damaged. Now he would not keep her in any circumstances, because he has already gone to jail. His parents has gone to jail. So that's why in Joseph Shine versus Union of India, please note down this case, Joseph Shine versus Union of India. First time this has been this practice has been broken. That before registering an FIR, it is good if the two are sent to mediation center. Because registration of FIR will increase the hostility. No purpose would be served. Family is going to disintegrate in any circumstances. Even if the matter is reconciled today, the bitterness that has come in the mind of the husband will remain long life. So it's better to resolve the matters amicably, peacefully in those mediation centers, and sometimes because of the intervention of the mediators, they are trained mediators, they actually reconcile the two and happily resolve their disputes. And both, it has been seen, they are going happily. Taking the hands of each other in their hands, and they are going home happily. This is what, that's why the court has said, before granting divorce, reconciliation attempts should have been, all attempts should have been failed only, then only this thing would be allowed. And this I have already spoken on that, advantage and disadvantage. Now, I was talking about the Hindu marriages particularly. Now, same kind of laws are also recognized in Muslim laws with respect to dissolution of marriage and marriages. I mean to say, marriage, when I say marriage, is forming the family, and divorce is dissolving the family or disintegration of the family. So, but here, Muslim law, there is a little bit difference between the marriages that are performed, here marriage or nikah is considered a civil contract. It is a contractual obligation in Muslim law, because in Hindu law, marriage is treated as a sacrament, but in Muslim law it is treated as a contract. So marriage is a legal contract between a man and woman for the purpose of companionship and procreation. Because it is contractual in nature, so it can be resolved under certain conditions. Because ये contract है, marriage एक contract है मुस्लिम law में, तो उनका जो dissolution of marriage है उनका तरीका अलग है. हमारे यहाँ पे तो divorce court से ही मिलेगा, क्योंकि हमारे यहाँ पे sacrament है. We treat it as a sacrament, but because it's a contract, so their procedure of dissolving the marriage is different. So these methods include talaq. So there, this is called as talaq, very popular term. Everybody is knowing about that. Or in English, it is called as divorce. So talaq, generally, you know that the talaq given by husband, there is no need to go to the court. Husband can give the talaq to her wife, and there are two important forms of talaq. But because Muslim is divided into Shia and Sunni, so and again there are various forms of schools in Sunnis and in Shias as well. So the form of marriage, dissolution or divorce is also that different. But I am talking about general form of talaq, that is talaqul sunnat and talaqul bid'ah. So talaqul sunnat is basically the approved form of divorce, and it is of two forms. Talaqul sunnat, talaq-e-hasan or talaq-e-hasan. So talaq-e-hasan is basically one of the most utilized and one of the most approved form of granting divorce by husband to wife. And what is the procedure in that? Actually, the husband in talaq-e-hasan pronounce talaq in three consecutive months. That is called as I mean to say the menstrual cycle. 3 menstrual cycle he actually pronounces talaq, and in that case not instantaneously, in 3 consecutive months, and it is revocable. Within these 3 months, if cohabitation happens, then that talaq is revocable. After 3 months, it becomes irrevocable. So talaqul bid'ah is which is instantaneous talaq, when a husband speaks 3 times and then the marriage being dissolved, family being immediately disintegrated or family breaks down. But recently in India, this talaqul bid'ah has been banned by Indian government by passing a law, Muslim Women Prevention and Protection of Marriages Act 1990. 2019 में the government of India has brought this law. Now talaqul bid'ah is not recognized, and anyone granting talaq in that way would be punished as per law, and talaq will not be recognized. For that, the wife, the talaq would be sought from the court only. So this is what the Muslim way of disintegrating the family. Now this is the husband's right to take divorce from the wife, but Muslim law also recognized wife's right to take the divorce from the husband. That is called as khula. Divorce by the wife with the husband's consent. In khula, wife offers compensation in returns to the meher or dower, which is fixed at the time of marriages. This requires the consent of the husband, but in this khula, the husband consent is required. If the husband agrees, then khula would be allowed, and wife will be, that the marriage bond is deemed as proper, and wife is released from the matrimonial bond. Then one more form of talaq is mubarak. Mubarak means divorce by mutual consent, as it is in Hindu marriage act section 13b. So here by that when both husband and wife they would agree and they do not want to continue with this company, then they can apply for they can do the mubarak. Then judicial divorce. This is one of the divorce that is recognized under Muslim Marriage Act 1939, and as the name itself is suggesting, this kind of divorce is granted by courts and the grounds available to the wife. Or this is especially these grounds are for wife only. Under this Muslim Marriage Dissolution Act of 1939, the Muslim wife can seek divorce, dissolution of marriage, and the grounds are there. When husband is missing for 4 years, husband's imprisoned for 7 years or more, husband's impotency, husband's insanity, and or to rectify husband, 1 minute.
वीणा
एक
दीवान मैडम वीणा बोलिए ना उनको वैष्णवी मैडम वो 5 मिनट में कंक्लूड करने बोलिए ना.
So, sorry, I have a call. So, these are basically the for the Muslim, you know that woman.
बहुत लंबा हो.
1 minute.
हाँ.
Then, husband is in prison for 7 years or more. Husband's impotency, husband's insanity or serious disease or cruelty by husband, and marriage is performed before attaining poverty and liquidated before 18 years. These are the grounds for wife to get the divorce under Muslim Marriage Act 1939. Then this last one I want to tell you, marriage performed before attaining poverty and liquidated before 18 years. This is one of the rights that is given to Muslim women. Sometimes it happens in Muslims that before she attains the poverty, marriage is being done. And poverty is the age when the you know that when she attains that age when that is what called as menstrual cycle when it starts. That is called as puberty. So before that, you know that her marriage is being done. So now, in that case, her consent does not matter. Her consent is not a valid consent. So she can repudiate the marriage before she turns 18. That is what is the ground in one of that. So these are some of the you know that forms of dissolution of marriage or disintegration of marriage. So there are many other things because Special Marriage Act also speaks in the same tone. It provides civil marriage regardless of religion, we all know. And then conditions of divorce are more or less the same as are in HMA Act, into Marriage Act. Then you know that I did not prepare all these slides because I find very less time. So basically, I want to conclude it in the last because I have got the hint of concluding this. So this was basically the you know that these are the provisions that deals with the forming of the marriage and dissolving of the marriage. And you know that there are many other things, many other laws are there which I cannot discuss with you in such a short span of time. It needs you know that a lot of time to discuss all those provisions. But disintegration of marriage sometimes is essential. As I told you, you know that Supreme Court has also you know that repeated has also repeated the same thing in many of the cases when marriage has completely died. So disintegration should happen. And in general, variety of reasons are there because now there are you know that egos that clashes between the husband and wife. There are egos between the you know that other aspects of family dissolutions are there which I have not touched because it is a question of sociology, like why mother and brothers do not want to live in the same house, why you know that father and brothers are not living. So there might be other you know that instances of family breaking or breaking between the family. But this is one of the important unit for husband and wife, and you know that in that case I think I have covered almost what I wanted to inform you. And now you know that I concluded here. If you have any questions, you can ask. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. If anyone has any questions, you are welcome to ask.
Online participants.
हेलो
Hello.
गुड इवनिंग सर
Good evening, very good evening.
सर मैं ये जानना के जितने भी एक्ट है मैरिज को बचाने के लिए, इसमें महिलाओं को ज्यादा अधिकार दिए गए, पर कई बार जो महिलाएं इन नियमों मतलब जो उनको अधिकार दिए उसका गलत प्रयोग करके जब पुरुष वर्ग को किसी दुर्भावना से या किसी चीज से प्रेरित होकर फंसाती, तो क्या उनके खिलाफ कोई कार्रवाई होती है अगर प्रूफ हो जाए कि वो गिल्टी नहीं?
वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन, बहुत अच्छा क्वेश्चन है और ये आज के टाइम में नेशनल क्वेश्चन भी है, मिसयूज ऑफ लॉस। देखिए ऐसा है ना कि जैसे अभी मैंने 498 वाले पे प्रकाश डाला कि 498 में पहले क्या होता था कि वो कम्प्लीटली मिसयूज होता था, और उसमें भी दो बात है। मिसयूज देखिए दो तरह की वुमेन है, एक वुमेन है जो अवेयर है अपने राइट्स के प्रति, एक वुमेन वो है जो अनअवेयर है। अगर आप आज भी गांव में जाएंगी, गांव में देखेंगी तो बहुत सारी इलिटरेट हमारी महिलाएं हैं, उनके ऊपर डोगरी को लेके उनके ऊपर मेंटल फिजिकल टॉर्चर होता है। बहुत लार्ज मेजॉरिटी में जो महिलाएं हैं उनके ऊपर टॉर्चर होता है। तो जो हमारी अवेयर वुमेन है वो एक्चुअली दे आर asserting these kind of provisions, basically they are invoking these kind of provisions। मैं मना नहीं कर रहा कि नहीं करना चाहिए, लेकिन चूंकि वो अवेयर है, उनको लो पता है तो वो कर रही है। लेकिन सबसे बड़ी बात यह है कि मिसयूज हर लो का होता है, ऐसा कोई लो नहीं है जिसका मिसयूज नहीं होता। लेकिन जैसे 498 का बहुत ज्यादा मिसयूज हुआ तो उसमें क्या होता था कि हस्बैंड एंड वाइफ के बीच में कोई मतलब मान लीजिए कोई डिस्प्यूट है तो पेरेंट्स का भी, जो उनकी बहनें हैं जो कि मैरिड है वो कहीं बाहर रह रही है, उनका भी नाम आ गया तो सब जेल में चले। तो बहुत लार्ज स्केल पे उसका मिसयूज हुआ। लेकिन अभी उसको रियलाइज करते हुए कोर्ट ने, क्योंकि ये क्या होता है ना, रिसर्च होती है, डेटाबेस्ड स्टडी होती है, तो जब रिसर्च इस पे की गई तो पता चला कि 498 का तो यूज कम मिसयूज ज्यादा हो रहा है। पर्टिकुलरली वो वुमेन जो पढ़ी लिखी है, जो पढ़ी लिखी वुमेन है वही इसका सबसे ज्यादा मिसयूज कर रही है। और कई बार जो अनपढ़ महिलाएं हैं, जो गांव में महिलाएं हैं, उनको तो पता ही नहीं है, उनके जो उनके जो रिलेटिव्स हैं, वुमेन के जो रिलेटिव्स हैं, फादर मदर, वो सब एप्लीकेशन लिख के दे देते हैं और मतलब ये होता है उसको पता ही नहीं कि वो क्या करने जा रही है। तो इस पे कोर्ट ने क्या किया, इस पे रोक लगा दी। अब ऐसा नहीं होता है कि कोई दोनों के बीच में कोई भी वो हुआ और आप जो है 498 में क्रुएल्टी आपके ऊपर हुई और आप एप्लीकेशन लगा दो और आपने पूरा जो परिवार मांग लिया, ऐसा नहीं होगा। अब इसीलिए क्या हुआ, मीडिएशन सेंटर पर गए तो पहले वहाँ पे एप्लीकेशन जाती है और उनको सुना जाता है, मीडिएशन होता है, फिर सालों मीडिएशन चलती है। तब कहीं जाके जब लगता है जो जैसे कि जो पुलिस है जहाँ पे मीडिएशन सेंटर है, या क्राइम अगेंस्ट वुमेन सेल है जहाँ पे मीडिएशन सेंटर है, वहाँ पे मामले की गंभीरता को देखने के बाद भी जब वो डिटरमाइन करते हैं, इवैल्यूएट कर लेते हैं कि नहीं इसके वाकई में ही टॉर्चर हो रहा है, इसके साथ वाकई में एक्सप्लॉयटेशन हो रहा है, वो अपने सबूत देती है वहाँ पे, तो ही 498 की एफआईआर रजिस्टर होती है। और उसने भी ये कर दिया है कि हस्बैंड के खिलाफ होगी। अब उससे बियॉन्ड या बहुत ज्यादा केसेस में जो उसके सास और ससुर है उनके खिलाफ आएगी, बाकी कोई भी फैमिली मेंबर का उसमें नाम नहीं है, क्योंकि उनको उससे कोई लेना देना नहीं होता। तो अब इसमें रोक लगा दी है, बहुत हद तक इसको स्टॉप किया। और जहाँ तक आपने पूछा कि अगर कोई छोटा करता, देखिए आईपीसी के अंदर एक प्रोविजन है, अगर आप कोई छोटा केस लाते हो, सिस्टम को आप इन्वोक करते हो, पुलिस मशीनरी को आप इन्वोक करते हो, जो कि गलत पाया जाता है, तो ऑलरेडी आईपीसी के अंदर प्रोविजंस हैं, आपके खिलाफ जो है स्टेट एक्शन ले सकता है। तो पहले से ही प्रोविजन मौजूद है हमारे उसमें, पहले से मौजूद है, उसमें कोई दिक्कत ही नहीं है। तो इसमें कोई नहीं होनी चाहिए, लेकिन हमें बेटर उसके लिए लो बहुत जरूरी है। मैं फिर भी कह रहा हूँ कि मिसयूज होने के बाद लो का होना बहुत जरूरी है। अगर आप लो को हटा लेंगे, क्योंकि हम पेट्रार्कल सोसाइटी में रहते हैं, दहेज के मामले होते हैं और बड़ी बड़ी फैमिली में होते हैं, ठीक है, सबके साथ नहीं होते लेकिन होते हैं। और दहेज को लेके बहुत सारी जो एक्सपेक्टेशंस होती हैं बहुत सारी फैमिलीज में, कई बार जब फुलफिल नहीं होती तो वो दूसरे तरीके से टॉर्चर करते हैं, ये सच्चाई है। डॉगरी प्रोहिबिशन एक्ट 1961 में बना था, उसके बाद भी आपने कि समाज में डॉगरी के बिना कोई शादी नहीं होती। और इसमें दोष खाली हस्बैंड का ही नहीं है, हस्बैंड के पेरेंट्स का नहीं है, वुमेन की तरफ से भी डॉगरी ऑफर होती है। तो ये हमारे उसकी कड़वी सच्चाई है, लोगों को जो है रहना चाहिए, उसको बस उनका दुरुपयोग ना हो, उसके लिए मेजर्स लिए जा सकते हैं, जैसे कोर्ट के लिए है तो जरूरी है और वो लेंगे।
Thank you so much.
If anyone
Yes.
has any questions? Anyone?
सर का चेहरा देखिए।
Participants?
सर को देखो
कैमरा ऑन करवाइए।
Sir, please turn on your camera. Vikas sir?
एक सेकंड, एक मिनट। Am I visible now?
Yes sir.
नमस्कार
स्क्रीन
Namaskar sir.
नमस्कार, नमस्कार।
Anyone? और कोई क्वेश्चन है?
ये जिसका भी क्वेश्चन है वो अनम्यूट करके पूछ लीजिए।
घुमा दीजिए। मैडम खड़े हो बोलिए। क्योंकि ये कंजट है ना, इसको डाल दो।
आवाज आ रही है सर, मेरे को सुन पा रहे हैं आप?
सर आवाज आ रही है आपको?
मेरे को नहीं, आवाज नहीं आ रही है। तो किसको पूछना है तो पूछ लीजिए, आवाज तो नहीं आ रही है।
नमस्कार सर।
नमस्कार, नमस्कार।
सर अभी आपने टाइप्स ऑफ डाइवर्स बताए, अलग अलग कम्युनिटी को आपने डिस्क्राइब किया सर। क्या कुछ ऐसी धर्म सभाएं भी होती हैं जहाँ पे डाइवर्स दिया जाता है? जैसे कि मैंने सुना था सिख संप्रदाय, तो उसका आपने कहीं उल्लेख नहीं किया, पर मुझे उसकी पूरी जानकारी नहीं है। मेरे एक फ्रेंड का ऐसा हुआ था कि उनने शायद अपने गुरुद्वारे में जाके धर्म संप्रदाय के बीच में अपना मामला रखा और बहुत कम समय में उनका डाइवोर्स केस सॉल्व हो गया। तो ऐसी भी कुछ चीज़ें हो सकती हैं।
क्या नाम है आपका?
डॉक्टर तृप्ति खड़ंग सर।
डॉक्टर
तृप्ति खड़ंग।
अच्छा, ठीक है। तो बहुत अच्छा आपका क्वेश्चन है, बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चन है। पहले तो मैं आपको एक बात बता दूं कि जब मैं हिंदू मैरिज एक्ट की बात कर रहा हूँ ना, तो हिंदू का मतलब बहुत बड़ा है। हिंदू में सिख भी आते हैं, जैन भी आते हैं, पारसीज भी आते हैं। तो जब हम हिंदू की बात कर रहे हैं तो दे आर आल्सो कवर्ड बाय द हिंदू मैरिज एक्ट। तो ऐसा कोई तरीका नहीं है कि वो सिख है या वो जैन है, वो पारसी है, वो मतलब हिंदू है, तो वो जो है तरीका कोर्ट से ही होगा और कहीं भी धर्म सभाओं में जाके तलाक नहीं होता है। ठीक है, तो कोई ऐसा तरीका नहीं है। तलाक शादी होती है, शादी आप समाज में कर सकते हो, ट्रेडिशनल वे में आप कर सकते हो, लेकिन तलाक का एक तरीका है कि वो कोर्ट से डिक्री हो।
थैंक यू सो मच सर।
हिंदू हिंदू होने का मतलब खाली हिंदू नहीं है, उसमें मैंने बता दिया जैन भी है, सिख भी है, पारसी भी है, बौद्ध भी है, वो सब हिंदू में आते हैं। वो दे आर ऑल कवर्ड बाय हिंदू मैरिज एक्ट। और अगर दो लोगों ने डिफरेंट रिलीजन में उन्होंने शादी करी है तो वो एसएमए से कवर्ड हो गए, स्पेशल मैरिज है, तो शादी को डिसॉल्व तभी कोर्ट के थ्रू ही होगी। 1954 के थ्रू कोर्ट से शादी हुई है, कोर्ट से डिसॉल्व होगी। ऐसे कोई धर्म सभा नहीं है, कोई धर्म में इजाजत नहीं है कि वो शादी को तोड़ दे। फैमिली डिसइंटीग्रेशन इज नॉट पॉसिबल, फैमिली इंटीग्रेशन इज पॉसिबल। यू कैन डू मैरिज, मंदिर में जाके शादी कीजिए, धर्म कर लीजिए, आप अगर फुलफिल करते हैं वो हो सकता है, यूनियन हो सकती है, डिसोल्यूशन नहीं हो सकती।
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to our respected speaker for such an enlightening lecture on disintegration of families, perspective of law. Your words have given us a deeper understanding of the role of law in maintaining family harmony. Once again, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much. To you also. Should I leave now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much.
Now, we will proceed to our next technical session for today's FDP program. Good afternoon, everyone. First, we will start our next session. I request to all online participants keep their microphones and camera turned off so that the session proceeds smoothly. It is my great pleasure to introduce our resource person for today's session, Mrs. Rushita Nazzar. She is an experienced financial professional currently working as a paraplanner at HLB Manzoor. She has several years of experience in financial planning, investment analyzing, and supporting financial advisors across Australia. Mrs. Nath holds a master degree in professional accounting from Edith Cowan University, Australia, and a master degree in economics from Paddy Shakasubli University. Throughout her career, she has worked with reputed organizations such as Tata Consultancy Services and Enterprise Financial. gaining valuable experience in financial planning and wealth management. With her with her extensive knowledge and international exposure, we are truly fortunate to have her with us today. I warmly invite Ms. Rishita Nazir Nath to kindly join us and deliver her lecture. Ma'am will discuss on the topic Transforming Future Challenges, Women, Technology and Digital India. I welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you. Hello everyone. Good afternoon. How are you all? And how was the session before with the Talaq Act? I did listen to a few of it, but yes. Okay. Anything in particular that you would like to know with the digital thing, or should I start with my presentation, or is there anything specific? आप लोग को कोई एक ऐसी स्पेसिफिक चीज है जो डिजिटलाइजेशन, बिकॉज अभी मैं खुद जेन वाई जनरेशन हूँ, जेन जी इज लाइक जो अभी लेटेस्ट जनरेशन है, मैं जेन वाई जनरेशन से हूँ. कोई प्रेजेंटेशन के बीच में आपको कुछ डाउट्स होंगे या इफ यू हैव एनीथिंग टू आस्क आप मुझसे पूछ सकते हैं, और एल्स आप मुझे बाद में पूछ सकते हैं. Alright, let's start with the presentation and let me know once you can see my screen. मैं अपना screen आपको share करती हूँ. आपको भी स्क्रीन दिखने लगे तो लेट मी नो.
Yes, ma'am. Is visible.
Alright, so आज हम we will go through transformation. We'll go through transforming futures और वुमेन की लाइफ में टेक्नोलॉजी और डिजिटलाइजेशन कितना इम्पोर्टेंट है, दैट वी विल गो थ्रू टुडे. हम सब मोबाइल फोन्स यूज करते हैं, बट देयर आर सो मेनी फीचर्स मोबाइल में जो हमें पता भी नहीं है. बट मोबाइल आई थिंक वो ब्लेसिंग है हमारे लिए. फॉर मी डेफिनेटली इट्स अ ब्लेसिंग. सो लेट्स स्टार्ट विद दिस वन. ओके, India is actually going digitalized and it's reshaping its education. Education वहाँ का reshape हो रहा है because हम ज़्यादा modern technologies use करने लगे हैं. पहले हम बहुत ज़्यादा bookish knowledge का use करते थे, बहुत writing work बहुत ज़्यादा होता था. लेकिन अब exams के time पे भी you use lot of PPTs, हम PowerPoint presentations बनवाते हैं, और बहुत सारे जो आपके लेक्चर्स हैं दैट यू प्रेजेंट टू द आपके जो स्टूडेंट्स आप उनको देते हैं, दैट यू कैन हैव इट प्रेजेंटेड टू देम. तो उससे आपको बार बार उसको रीडो करने का नहीं, यस यू कैन अपग्रेड इट, बट वो बहुत टाइम टेकिंग नहीं होता है क्योंकि आपको सिर्फ अपनी स्लाइड्स को अपग्रेड करना है. देयर इज नथिंग एल्स टू डू विद इट. सो डिजिटल इंडिया जो है वो एजुकेशन को रीशेप कर रहा है, वर्क को कर रहा है. हाउ वर्क इंडिया में बहुत सारे जो चीजें हैं आजकल बाहर से होने लगी है. आउटसोर्सिंग वर्क इंडिया में बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ गया है. पहले के टाइम पे बहुत ज्यादा गवर्नमेंट और ऑफिस बेस्ड जॉब्स थे, लेकिन अब विद डिजिटलाइजेशन बहुत सारी चीजें पेपरलेस हो चुकी है. आई नो गवर्नमेंट में अभी भी बहुत सारे पेपर फॉर्म्स यूज होते हैं. आपको बहुत सारी चीजें पेपर पे लिखना पड़ती है, फॉर्म्स पेपर पे फिल करने पड़ते हैं. बट विद द कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड और बाहर की फॉरेन कंट्रीज में, लाइक जहां मैं भी वर्क करती हूँ, दैट इज कंप्लीटली पेपरलेस. मेरे वहाँ पेपर्स यूज करना हम यूज भी नहीं करते बिकॉज सब कुछ हमारा जो होता है दैट इज ऑन आवर स्क्रीन, ऑन आवर कंप्यूटर्स. सारा क्लाइंट का डेटा जो भी कुछ है आपकी चीजें वो सब कुछ रहती है. तो वर्क इंडिया में भी बहुत सारा होने लगा है बिकॉज पहले आपको ऑफिस आना जाना पड़ता था, लेकिन अब इंडिया में भी रिमोट जॉब्स बहुत हो चुकी है. आउटसोर्सिंग के काम बहुत हो चुके हैं इंडिया में. लोग यहाँ से अपने काम को इंडिया भेजते हैं और वहाँ के लोग उसको बैठ के उस काम को कंप्लीट करते हैं पेपर से. एंड बहुत सारी टीम्स की मीटिंग होती है, जैसे हम अभी जूम में कनेक्टेड हैं. Zoom हो गया, बहुत सारी ऐसे डिफरेंट चीजें हैं जिसको हम यूज करते हैं फॉर वर्क एंड कम्युनिकेशन एज वेल। डेफिनेटली कम्युनिकेशन में पहले सिर्फ वो मोबाइल लैंडलाइन फोन्स हुआ करते, पहले तो थे भी नहीं, उसके बाद फिर लैंडलाइन फोन्स आए, लेकिन अब मोबाइल आ गया है और वीडियो कॉलिंग हो गई। पहले जब आपके व्हेन योर किड्स आउट पढ़ने जाते थे तो आपका कम्युनिकेशन नहीं हो पाता था, बट नाउ विद द डिजिटल इंडिया यू आर एक्चुअली कनेक्टेड टू योर किड्स। आप अपने बच्चों से जुड़े जाते हैं, आप वीडियो कॉल पे, व्हाट्सएप का वीडियो कॉल उससे आपको पता ही नहीं लगता कि आपका बच्चा बहुत दूर है आपसे। सो यू आर एक्चुअली डिजिटली कनेक्टेड टू एवरीवन। और आप जो है आई वुड से you can promote different sessions as well, और आप अपने बच्चों के साथ में different seminars भी कंडक्ट कर सकते हैं wherever they are। आपकी alumni body भी होगी, but you can use them with digital India। That is something, and women का इसमें बहुत important role है। Women participation is very essential for this national growth के लिए, because अगर women in some way involved रहेगी, because that women actually is a major section of the community। अगर women इसमें involved रहेगी, so they can actually grow and they can actually build, and हम उससे इंडिया की इकोनॉमी को भी बूस्ट कर सकते हैं, बिकॉज ज्यादा से ज्यादा वुमेन जो है एक्टिव रहेगी। अभी भी दे यूज मोबाइल फोन्स, बट विद देयर बिजनेसेस एज वेल। सपोज वुमेन, बिकॉज अभी मैंने देखा बहुत सारे इंडिया में ओरिफ्लेम हो गया एंड डिफरेंट प्रोडक्ट्स के भी हो गए, दैट इज ऑल डिजिटल, एवरीथिंग इज डिजिटल। सो वुमेन आर क्वाइट अ लॉट पार्टिसिपेटिंग इट। उससे क्या होता है, व्हेन यू ग्रो इन योर बिजनेस यू गेट योर फंड्स इन दैट, और आप उसको सेल करते हैं एंड फिर आगे फर्दर दैट हेल्प्स टू द इकोनॉमी एज वेल, फॉर इंडियन इकोनॉमी टू ग्रो, which is a very important thing। And technology can be powerful tool for empowerment as well। Women empowerment के लिए भी जो है टेक्नोलॉजी बहुत important होती है। India's digital transformation a snapshot। इंडिया का जो डिजिटल है 1991 के बाद से इंडिया became globalized। Globalization, privatization, liberalization, that all came into India in from 1991, and now it's the time when the India is actually digitally transforming itself। 1 billion से ज़्यादा मोबाइल फोन यूजर्स हैं, and there are a lot of features। I'll again tell you, there are a lot of features in mobile that you can use, बट हम सिर्फ उसको कॉलिंग के लिए या फोटोज के लिए हम यूज करते हैं, बट देयर आर मल्टीपल थिंग्स दैट यू कैन यूज ऑन द मोबाइल फोन्स। यू कैन एक्चुअली एडिट योर पिक्चर्स एज वेल, यू कैन क्रिएट रील्स एज वेल। आजकल रील्स का भी बहुत टाइम है, पीपल आर क्रिएटिंग अ लॉट ऑफ रील्स एज वेल, सो देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ यूजेज एज वेल। एंड मोबाइल फोन्स, व्हेन यू आर यूजिंग स्मार्ट मोबाइल फोन्स एंड इफ यू हैव द माइक्रोसॉफ्ट इन इट, देन you can use ChatGPT as well। उसका मैं आपको डिटेल में लास्ट में बताऊंगी, and that is, I think that is very useful for the teaching line and to help women develop as well। Then India में जो है, that's the world's second largest internet market। India में people are using internet thoroughly, बहुत ज़्यादा यूज करते हैं, and they are very rigorous in using। Any time 24/7 इंटरनेट का यूज होता है, you cannot live without internet। हमारे घरों में आजकल you are using कुछ लोगों ने कैमरेस भी लगाने लगे हैं, and all that is connected to internet, because अगर आपके यहाँ इंटरनेट नहीं होगा, प्रॉपर कनेक्शन नहीं होगा, तो वो सब कुछ नहीं चलेगा। Then there is a rapid adoption of digital payments। बहुत सारे डिजिटल पेमेंट्स हो गए हैं। आई थिंक पेटीएम चलता है वहाँ पे गूगल वॉलेट चलता है, वहाँ पे आपका और मल्टीपल डिजिटल पेमेंट्स के ऑप्शन है, वहाँ पे पेटीएम, फोन पे एंड ऑल दोस थिंग्स। सो दैट इज ऑल अ पार्ट ऑफ डिजिटल इंडिया, बिकॉज पहले आप कैश कैरी करते थे, बट नाउ योर फोन इज वेरी एसेंशियल फॉर यू, बिकॉज फोन है अगर आपके पास, तो आप कहीं भी जा रहे हैं, कुछ भी करना है, आप फटाक से पेटीएम कर सकते हैं। ई गवर्नेंस एज वेल, ई गवर्नेंस भी बहुत बड़ा है, एंड ऑनलाइन सर्विसेज एज वेल। बैंकिंग सर्विसेज भी जो है बहुत सारी ऑनलाइन हो गई है। पहले यू हैव टू गो एंड विजिट द बैंक्स, आपको बैंक पे जाना पड़ता था, लाइन में लगना पड़ता था, बट विद डिजिटलाइजेशन इट्स नो मोर दैट द केस, क्योंकि आपके पास मोबाइल बैंकिंग रहता है। इफ यू एक्चुअली यूज मोबाइल बैंकिंग वेरी प्रॉपर्ली, आप देखेंगे कि आप अपना पासबुक सब कुछ एवरीथिंग यू कैन थ्रू योर मोबाइल फोन। सो digitalization is getting very important, and obviously with women, I know women अभी भी इंडिया में बहुत ज़्यादा they are dependent on the male person या फिर family member में आपके male, but you can actually start using your own mobile phones क्योंकि आपके पास मोबाइल रहता है, आपके पास अपना सब कुछ जो डेटा है वो आपका अपना खुद का, you have it in your phone. तो आप अपने फोन को यूज कर सकते हैं. You can use all the online services as well. Then there is growth in tech driven entrepreneurship as well and remote work models. जो मैंने अभी आपको बताया, tech driven entrepreneurship is like ये जो digitally हम use करते हैं, Oriflame हो गया, Envira, and there are so many other products as well. And remote work models, yes, आपको ऑफिस जाने की जरूरत नहीं है. You can work from home remotely as well. And आप क्लासेस भी घर से ले सकते हैं. Just so that you can just share your screen, you can have your presentation ready and you can start talking. तो ये जो transformation हुआ, that offers massive potential for women का economic हो गया, independence हो गया. Why independence now? Everything is in your mobile phone, so you don't need anyone else to support you. आपके पास जो कुछ है आपके फोन पे है और बहुत सारे डिजिटल प्लेटफॉर्म्स हैं which you have everything. तो आपको किसी और के ऊपर डिपेंडेंट होने की जरूरत नहीं है. Definitely education के लिए because mobile phones हो गया and other digital methods, laptop हो गया और आजकल e-book आने लगी, MacBook आती है and all those things आप अपनी reading भी, in fact with the books also you can read it on there. सारी कुछ चीजें ऑनलाइन अवेलेबल रहती है. मोबिलिटी as well, yes, आपको पूरा सब चीजें सिस्टम अपना कैरी करने की जरूरत नहीं है. You have your laptop, you have your desktop with you, you can go anywhere and start talking. सोशल एम्पावरमेंट के लिए भी बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है. सोशल एम्पावरमेंट कैसे? बिकॉज यू स्टार्ट गेटिंग सोशलाइजिंग विद पीपल बिकॉज यू हैव दैट ऑप्शन नाउ. यू डोंट हैव टू गो टू समवन बट एवरीथिंग इज डिजिटल नाउ. So that is also one of the very good things with digitalization. Why women and technology matters? अब women and technology का कैसे combination है? क्योंकि ये help करता है उनको expand करने में to access their education and skills. पहले certain times I know India में भी अभी कई सारे गाँव में you can't go to colleges. आपको colleges जाने की permission नहीं रहती या colleges बहुत दूर रहते हैं. But with digitalization, with technology, आजकल आप online classes भी ले सकते हैं and बहुत सारी courses ऐसे रहते हैं, बहुत सारे institutes ऐसे रहते हैं. They offer you online course. You don't have to go to college. You get your degree. You get everything from there. But just that आपको बहुत ज़्यादा honesty से पढ़ना है. It's not that you are enrolled in one course and somebody else is reading for you. वो आपको gain नहीं कराएगा. But you have to be honest. जैसे आप कॉलेज आते हैं, the similar way, but that depends on your personal thoughts. जो personal behavior है, that is nothing. But then yes, technology is a blessing for them. Skills भी हो गया. आपको जरूरी नहीं है कि आपको बहुत you have to students have to start reading. बहुत जो एक हमारा hypothetical courses रहते थे जो पहले के, you don't have to read through all of those. There are so many other skills. You can start learning art, you can start learning cooking. There are so many things that technology has given you. It's just that you have to start using Google. Google is the first basic thing which you can start using. Then it creates remote job opportunities. I know a lot of times in India, women are not allowed to go for jobs as well. अभी बहुत सारी जगहों पे people have become modern, लेकिन बहुत सारी जगहों पे they are not modern at all. So वहाँ पे उनके लिए you can start earning, and once you start earning from home, work from home का option आया COVID के बाद. Many of you would have heard about work from home options, but there are certain other like Oriflame का मैंने बताया. There are other things as well which people do online. Also yes, there is one more thing. If you love baking, if you love cooking, then digitally obviously you can start your own business as well. So बहुत सारी job opportunities भी उसमें आई है, and then you start earning as well. You don't have to be dependent. आप earn करने लगेंगे, so you don't depend on anyone for money or for your basic necessities. It's all yours. फिर enable entrepreneurship with lower entry barriers. Yes, with low entry barriers, how come? आपको you don't have to face all those nasty interviews आपको देने की जरूरत नहीं. But with a small thing, with a small contribution, you can start You can start your own business as well. Then you improve healthcare access as well through telemedicine. Okay, now what is telemedicine? Here in Australia, बहुत ज़्यादा इसका use होता है. There are clinics, there are hospitals. But हमें यहाँ पे जो है we can't go to a specialist directly. यहाँ पे ऑस्ट्रेलिया में आप specialist के पास नहीं जाते. First we go through a GP. आपको पहले जनरल प्रैक्टिशनर के पास जाना पड़ता है, and from there you go. But and then even if you go into the emergency, normal basic चीजों के लिए you have to go to the emergency and you have to wait for hours. But with telemedicine, you can just have what different softwares are there, like Hotdog है यहाँ पे. There are other websites as well which we can use and directly we can connect. We can just put through our disease जो हमें problem हो रही है that we are suffering through, and then you will have the whole list of people who specializes in that, and then you can use telemedicine. So वो आपका जो waiting period है, वो आपका जो time है, that is all saved, and then you can be at home and you can use your telemedicine. That is a blessing with the technology. Then increase safety via digital tools and apps. Yes, there is also safety options as well. I know बहुत सारी India में women जो होती है, they don't use mobile phones or they don't use mobile banking just because they feel कि कुछ fraud हो जाएगा या कुछ there will be, but then you know OTP कोई नहीं मांगने वाला. That is the only funda that everyone should know, that you should not share your OTPs or anything with anyone. बहुत सारे जैसे Microsoft Authenticator आ चुका है और TalkBack है, बहुत सारे ऐसे tools हैं that can save actually all your apps. तो आप जब use कर रहे हैं आपका phone कहीं घूम जाता है and suppose आपका phone tracker, you can start your mobile tracker as well. So if you lose your phone, if you jump onto your Gmail का account, you will find आपका phone कहाँ है. बहुत सारे जो हैं हम यहाँ पे बहुत authenticators use करते हैं because we have a lot of client personal data as well. उनका पूरा bank की details and everything with us. तो जब तक हम मोबाइल डेटा में हम अपने ऑथेंटिकेटर से उसमें कोड नहीं डालेंगे, we cannot access that account. So that is all the digital tools as well, which is very important and which is a blessing as well, because we don't have to wait for the clients to come back to us कि वो अपना डेटा लेकर आए और हम एजेंट्स तक वेट कर रहे हैं, but we can directly jump onto their account, use all the digital tools. When women are digitally empowered, family, community and economies also thrives. How family? So if woman is digitally advanced, it would be a beneficial for their kids as well. आपको kids को I would not appreciate and I don't really encourage you to show your kids to use to see the cartoons and all of those things. But अगर आप digitally empowered हैं, there are a lot of apps as well for the kids as well. उनके master trainer apps होते हैं वहाँ पे, which you can use and which you can give to your kids. So उनको जो cartoon है and all those things जो देखने का है, no, they will actually get involved doing something productive, and that is how it will help your family as well. बहुत सारे time में women they are not aware about the things, but if you start using the digital technology, you will get to know a lot of things happening around you as well. So that is also a very good thing as well. A woman जो है technologically advanced रहेगी, so you can do an online order for yourself. You can just get your groceries at home. That is all the digital blessing. Next one. Digital gender gap. This is what I was talking about, the digital gender gap. There is a lot of digital gender gap in India. Like for your example, because every one of you are working in a college, आपने देखा होगा जब आपके पास students आते हैं, when girls especially when they come in, और जब आपके I think exam forms से ये सब आप fill कर रहे होते हैं, you need an email ID with it. और email ID चाहिए आपको, and you ask for an email ID and they don't know about it. वो उनके father या उनके brother उनके से अपने उनकी emails बनाए रखेंगे और उनको ना password पता रहता ना उसमें कौन सी information आ रही है, कुछ नहीं पता रहता. But you can start promoting. You can actually start saying to them, आप अपना personal email ID बनाओ and have an authenticator on that one, so that you would be safe. Cyber security रहता है, that is also safe from that. So that is also a very good thing as well. Women जो है वो less smartphones use करती, they use the old phones as अभी भी बहुत सारी जगहों पे they use the old phones as well, just because it's only meant for calling and nothing else. So women India में जो है बहुत सारी जो है they don't use smartphones, but I think I would encourage everyone to start using smartphones as well, and especially it's a blessing if you are in the teaching profession, if you are in this field, smartphones are really helpful for you. Lower rate of internet usage भी होता है women के अंदर. Women usually क्योंकि बहुत ज़्यादा internet पे चीजें search नहीं करती है. So that is also a digital gender gap in India. होता है gender divide होता है, STEM education and tech careers में भी gender divided है. Usually जो technical चीजें होती हैं या जो मोबाइल से रिलेटेड या जो टेक्नोलॉजी से रिलेटेड चीजें हैं, करियर्स हैं, उसमें यूजुअली मेन जाते हैं. बट नाउअडेज आई थिंक इट शुड बी इक्वल फॉर एवरीवन, क्योंकि यहाँ ऑस्ट्रेलिया में जैसे यहाँ पे हर चीज इक्वल है. आपको कोई लेडी आपको जैसे इंडिया में हम जो वायर्स लगाते हैं, इंटरनेट केबल्स लगाते हैं, इट्स ओनली मेन यू वुड सी digging and वहाँ पे वो केबल्स लगा रही होगी. बट हियर I see everyone, they are all equal. उनके लिए कोई डिफरेंस नहीं होता. Everyone is equal here. ये सारी चीजें. So there are a lot of key challenges as well. Just give me a second, I think. Can you all see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yeah, there are a lot of key challenges as well. वहाँ पे जैसे कि limited digital access, बहुत सारे जो digital access है सबके पास नहीं रहता. क्यों नहीं रहता digital access? क्योंकि devices की cost बहुत महंगे रहते हैं. The cost of devices are very high. Data shared जो होते हैं वो household में data जो हम use करते हैं, mobile phones जो हम use करते हैं वो sharing पे use करते हैं. So limited digital access होता है women के पास में. Rural areas में connectivity issues बहुत रहते हैं. So that is also one of the key challenge जो हमारे रहते हैं. Socio-cultural barriers as well. बहुत सारे cultural barriers भी रहते हैं वहाँ पे. जैसे gender norms जो है that encourage women to start using technology. Safety के concerns which we talked about, but there is a mobile Microsoft Authenticator as well, and there are other things as well which can protect you. So safety concerns आपके होने नहीं चाहिए. And there is a perception that technology is not meant for girls, but this is not the case because technology is definitely a blessing and it's meant for everyone. Be it be a man, be it be a woman, it's meant for everyone. Then skills and education gap भी होता है because fewer women जो होते हैं in India, they have STEM fields limited exposure to digital literacy. वो लोग बहुत ज़्यादा skills use नहीं करती. They are mostly involved in cooking. I know cooking is good, but it has to be equal. Both men and women should learn how to cook, and both men and women should learn how to drive as well. आप अपने skills and education gap भी रहता है. Women are not educated there. Lot of families they don't allow their girls to study. So वहाँ पे education gap होता है, and there is a workforce inequality as well. Under-presentation technology jobs which we talked about अभी कि बहुत सारी technical चीजों में women नहीं दिखती हैं. There is a wage gap as well because women they feel कि women जो है बहुत ज़्यादा dedicated ही रहेगी. So the salary for a woman is a bit low as compared to men. लेकिन आप वो होना नहीं चाहिए. They should be equal because a woman has started becoming modern as well. वो घर के भी काम manage कर लेती है and they can manage their job as well. So now there has to be, which is a key challenge I know in India, but then not that much now. And there is few leadership roles as well. बहुत सारे leadership roles में there are men who are dealing there. So there are those key challenges. Then obviously there is this safety and cyber security challenges as well. Cyberbullying बहुत होती है. There is a lot of cyberbullying thing happening, but you can stop it. There is online harassment as well. So I would say you should be mature enough to use the digital technology because digital technology is something which is a blessing and which is a curse as well. अगर आप इधर-उधर different websites पे जाएंगे, so obviously you would face everything, and that is a security and safety challenge as well. Then misuse misuse of your personal images. Obviously, with the new AI coming up, I know India में बहुत ज़्यादा trend में है you have the KD or Kibo as something is there which you actually put your photos on that one and वो फिर आपको effects डाल के देता है. But that is something which is an AI, which is actually a system जो कि पूरा world use कर रहा है. That is a misuse of your personal image and that can be misused as well. Then there is privacy concerns as well because obviously आपके जो data रहता है, आपका जो phone रहता है, that is in sharing. एक ही मोबाइल है घर में और सब उसको यूज कर रहे हैं, so there is this privacy concerns as well. Then there is this limited digital legal awareness as well. Obviously you don't know अगर आपके साथ digitally कुछ difficulty आ जाती है, so there are a lot of laws in India which can actually help you to have legal thing going against, so you are safe. So these risks जो है that actually discourages women to stop using digital things. Then there are a lot of opportunities in digital area. बहुत सारे digital time में, like I said, entrepreneurship. You can be your own entrepreneur. You can start working remote and flexible work jobs. आप कर सकते हैं. Women जो है startups खोल सकती है. Commerce sellers हो सकती है. E-commerce हो गया. Home based business हो गया. Then this perfect for supporting women for multiple roles because you can manage your house as well and at the same time you can work as well. So remote and flexible work option रहता है. Then EdTech and upskilling. EdTech और upskilling भी बहुत actually बहुत अच्छा है इस blessing because you have access to the global knowledge communities. आप globally जाएं उससे you can actually see everything. आपको different courses from abroad as well, you can start learning all those things. Then digital finance as well, UPI हो गया, this mobile wallet is digital banking, empower as well, women economically जो है बहुत strong and independent होती है. There is this AI and emerging tech as well, जो new career paths होते हैं जैसे data analytics हो गया, cloud computing हो गया, digital marketing, cyber security. There are a lot of things in digital area which you can start using. And this is a blessing for all of us. Then to government in India, they have also taken a lot of initiatives as well, but the only thing is we should know what those initiatives are. Like they have said, government policies hai, they have started Digital India, then they have started Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao thing as well, then NIELIT, digital literacy programs as well, then Mahila e-Heart as well, then PM Grami digital Shakta Abhiyan and all of those things as well. So ये जो सारी चीजें हैं that is very important and that's all the government initiatives जो women के लिए उन्होंने बनाई हैं, which you can start using and which you can start encouraging your students to start using. जो ये प्रधानमंत्री ग्रामीण डिजिटल योजना है, that's aim is for rural households only. जो rural लोगों में रहते हैं या जो villages में लोग रहते हैं उनको digitally literate करने के लिए with a special emphasis on women. ये especially women जो rural areas में रहती है उनके लिए है. Then there is this समग्र शिक्षा अभियान as well, which enhances digital infrastructure by enabling establishing ICT labs होते हैं, आपकी जो technologically advanced आपकी labs हो गए, smart computers, classrooms as well, and particularly ये girls की education को favor करती है. Then this Diksha as well, there is one Diksha as well, digital infrastructure for knowledge sharing that provides e-content in regional languages and support learning. So it's not important कि आपको English ही आना चाहिए अगर आपको पढ़ना है. आपके अपने regional languages में भी बहुत सारे courses available हैं या बहुत सारे translations available होते हैं, which you can start using, and you would actually progress and develop your skills as well. Then Swayam and Swayam Prabha as well. That is also a very good initiative by government जो कि offer करता है online courses. MOOCs offer करता है, educational TV channels होते हैं that allow for flexible learning. You don't have to be sticking to the time कि नहीं आपको 9 to 5 ही जाना है तभी आप education को ले सकते हैं. You can actually study any time. Then ये जो बेटी बचाओ बेटी पढ़ाओ है, obviously everyone is knowing about it. ये भी एक बहुत broad initiative था जो वहाँ पे use हुआ था. Then national education policy as well. Now NEP भी आ गया. I know it's a problem for a lot of professors nowadays with this NEP, but this is a It will take some time, but gradually जब ये पूरा stable हो जाएगा, settle हो जाएगा, this would actually be very helpful for the growth of the country. Because ये सारे जो होते हैं technologically different रहते हैं, हम बहुत सारे digital resources हम use करते हैं उनमें. Then क्या changes होना चाहिए? What needs to change? So you should actually start improving your digital access. You have your mobile phone, you should start exploring your mobile phone कि आपके mobile phones में क्या है क्या नहीं है. Then there is this promote digital education as well. You should start promoting digital education, not just you, but आपको अपने students को भी you should encourage them to start using digital things, to start doing online courses, to start upgrading their skills. Then there is this ensure online safety, which I said Microsoft Authenticator is a very good thing, जो कि आप use कर सकते हैं, and that is all from your thumb. No one else can use it. आप अपने thumb से उसको open करेंगे, and then you will have the code coming through. उसके बाद ही वो open होगा digitally. Then you can build inclusive workplaces as well. बहुत सारी जगह पे आजकल co-working environment हो गया है. It's not like कि आपको बहुत बड़ा सा area लेना है कुछ चीजों के लिए. You can start using the co-working spaces as well, where you can go and आप अपना छोटा सा एक करें, and you can start building. Then what is the road ahead? India के लिए a truly digital India, it's impossible without the participation of women, because women plays a very important role in the family as well and in the society as well. Because you know a lot of men in the families as well, sometimes the woman would be the one, the men would be the one who will take the ultimate decision. But then woman influence is also very good, and if the woman is digitally educated, that is going to impact and develop your society. Empowering women in technology is not a social obligation, it's an economic accelerator and a national priority. अभी जो मैंने बोला आपको, क्योंकि अगर women technologically advanced रहेगी, वो अपने बच्चों को ज़्यादा technologically चीजें use करना सिखाएगी, and then it goes on and on. Women technologically advanced रहेगी, they start using their own entrepreneurships, अपना own business कर सकते हैं, and that helps the economy to grow as well. And then to conclude, so there are a lot of things that's happening in India. We have to break the gender stereotypes. We have to break. This is something which is very important. All men and women are equal. Men should know how to cook. Women should know how to drive. That is the basic thing. Men should. It's not that smartphones are only meant for men, but it's meant for everyone. We have to increase the digital access as well, which I said, obviously, yes, with the safety concerns, with having different authenticators, you can increase your digital access as well. You can invest in skills. There are online courses that's available. आप अपना उसमें भी invest कर सकते हैं. Then there, obviously, to ensure safety with a lot of cyber things, cyber security options which is available. Then you have to create equal opportunities for everyone. So when women rises, India would rise. And if India would become digital, that would be inclusive, innovative and unstoppable, because everyone can use technology. Now, I was talking about the smartphones. I was talking about how that was it from my presentation, but I just wanted to give you, अभी आप लोग सब smartphones use करते हैं, and you never know, there is an option for ChatGPT as well. आप लोग के पास Microsoft का, सबके पास सबका Microsoft का access होता है. There is an option of Copilot as well. You go, आप जैसे अपनी class के लिए prepare कर रहे हैं, if you are preparing for anything, you just go and type that. Then you will have the whole thing coming through. पूरा आपको information. You don't have to go on to Google and search on the different websites, but you can use ChatGPT. You can use the Copilot thing. आप अपना topic डालिए from various resources. It will accumulate all the information and have it to you ready. That is very good. I use it a lot. मेरा तो I think almost half of my work is done through Copilot and things like that. आप लोग for English as well, like there would be a lot of people who want to learn other languages as well. आप Copilot पे जाइए, you just type there whatever you know about it. आपको जितना भी 2-4 वर्ड्स आते हैं, यू टाइप इंग्लिश हिंदी सारा मिक्स करके एंड यू आस्क देम टू रिफ्रेज इट फॉर यू, वो रिफ्रेज कर देगा आपके लिए। या also आपको जो है ग्रामेटिकली इट नथिंग वुड बी इनकरेक्ट, वो सारा कुछ आपका कोपाइलेट हो जाएगा। देयर इज एन ऑप्शन आपके स्मार्टफोन्स पे, सबके स्मार्टफोन्स पे ये ऑप्शन रहता है, ChatGPT पे आप ले सकते हैं। एंड आई थिंक ChatGPT वुड बी वेरी वेरी यूजफुल इन एजुकेशन बिकॉज आप उसमें अपना whatever you have to search, ChatGPT, go to ChatGPT and search there and you will have your answers. If you're looking for even a recipe, go there, ask them, tell them that you want a recipe of this legal kind of a thing, you will have that coming through. You will have everything in the ChatGPT, and which is a very good thing nowadays, and this is all digital technology that is a blessing for all of us. And I think that was all for my presentation today. Thank you everyone. And do you have any questions now?
Thank you, ma'am. If you have any queries, please feel free to ask.
Give me 1 minute. My slideshow end करके.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes.
If you have any queries, मैम मैं आपसे क्वेश्चन पूछना चाहूँगी। एज
Yes.
पैरा प्लानर आपका काम क्या है? एक्चुअली में आप पैरा
Okay.
प्लानर यहाँ पे, तो क्या काम करते हैं आप वहाँ पे?
हाँ, मेरा पैरा प्लानिंग का काम है। So basically I work with the financial advisors. मैं financial advisors के साथ काम करती हूँ यहाँ पे। इंडिया में भी फाइनेंशियल एडवाइजर्स आते हैं। तो मेरा काम ये रहता है कि एडवाइजर जो होता है वो क्लाइंट से जाके मिलता है, वी आल्सो गो एंड मीट द क्लाइंट्स, फिर हम उनका पूरा डिटेल में इंफॉर्मेशन लेते हैं एंड वी टेल देम हाउ टू, इट्स नॉट इन इंडियन टर्म्स जैसे इन्वेस्टमेंट के लिए हमें क्या इन्वेस्ट करना है, केवल इन्वेस्टमेंट ही नहीं बट योर रिटायरमेंट का प्लान करना, आपके फ्यूचर के लिए रिटायरमेंट का प्लान करना, या आपका कोई मेजर फाइनेंशियल गोल है, सपोज यू वांट टू बाय अ कार or you want to buy a Mercedes in so many years of time कि आपने सोच के रखा है कि भाई मुझे Mercedes 10 साल में चाहिए, so we would be the one who would be analyzing the whole thing। आपका आप जो भी information हमें देंगे, आपका जो भी financial data है, that you would give to us and then we would actually analyze and we would see if you would be able to make that purchase। आपका estate planning as well, इंडिया में बहुत सारी चीजें होती हैं, wills, I would say will बनाना हो गया, एक power of attorney बनाना, it's very important, बहुत जरूरी होता है because if after someone dies, उनका जो survivor रहता है, they don't know how to deal with things। आपके family में there are a lot of people, lot of brothers and sisters, और उनके बीच में conflict start हो जाती है। So we deal with estate planning as well। हम पहले से ही client का estate planning बनवा के रखते हैं, उनका wills, power of attorney बना के रखते हैं, ताकि जो ये फैमिली डिस्प्यूट्स होते हैं, you don't have to get into those disputes because everything is recorded वहाँ पे। So we do all of that as well। And retirement, as I said, now इंडिया में भी I think pension stop हो गई है। पहले के टाइम पे pensionable jobs थी, but now pension stop हो चुकी है। And we don't know, हमारे पास actual में बहुत सारी surplus रहता है, we have a lot of surplus cash flow with us, but हमें पता नहीं लगता है, हम उसको spend कर देते हैं। So we channelize that properly कि आप उसको use करें। And I have seen a lot of my clients जो कि pension retire होने के बाद भी they think you को 65 में retire होना, but they can retire at 60 as well, looking at the condition, because as a layman you don't know, but when we do all the analysis we can tell you no, आपको 65 का काम करने की जरूरत ही नहीं, you have enough money, you can retire at 60, you can retire at 55 as well, and then you can start your pension। आप वो सारा कुछ सेव करें। इंडिया में I think PF वगैरह होता है, यहाँ पे superannuation है, so you can start saving all of your money there, और फिर आप उसमें से regular withdrawals कर सकते हैं। तो आपको pension नहीं रहेगी, but you won't be dependent on anyone, you can use everything। So पैरा प्लानर का basically काम यही रहता है। and हमारे पास कोई भी जो data है वो सारा paperless होता है, we get everything online। तो हमारा basic के साथ we tell them how to invest, how to each dollar आप अपना कैसे productively use कर सकते हैं। That is what a पैरा प्लानर किया।
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
और
If anyone?
Ma'am, I also have a question.
Yes.
Ma'am, is there any specific software you are using for analyzing the data?
Yes, we do have our own software. हाँ है हमारे पास, but you need to have the license for that. For the financial data, did you say?
Yes, ma'am. For financial data.
Yes, for this one, for paraplanning, you need to have a specific license and you need to have to go 1 year का course of that. That is a 1 year course as well, and that is available online as well. Like मैंने किया है, I have done masters in financial planning and wealth management. This is the course that I have done. That is for 1 year. After that, you get a license और यहाँ पे CSP वगैरह भी मिलते हैं. So yes, we do have all those softwares. हमारे पास Xplan है, Advisorlogic है, but I think आप ऑनलाइन भी जाके चेक करेंगे तो बहुत सारे बैंक्स ने अपने टूल्स बना रखे हैं. So you put in the salary there, आप अपना सैलरी उसमें डालें and आपका जो बेसिक एक्सपेंसेस हैं आप उसको डालें, you will get certain information. But yes, आपको जो पूरा full analyze करना है उसके लिए you need a license to have those softwares.
Ma'am, are you using big data also for that?
What I use?
Big data.
Big data, no, I don't use big data. I use Xplan. A lot of times I use Xplan, Plutosoft and Advisorlogic. This is what I use. But I know about the big data as well, but I don't use that much.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
No, thank you.
मैम एक क्वेश्चन और, जैसे आपने बताया कि बहुत सारे काम जो हम घर पर भी बैठ करके बहुत सारी चीज़ कर सकते हैं,
हाँ.
और इंडिया में मोस्टली ये प्रॉब्लम है कि कुछ लड़कियों को घर से बाहर जाने नहीं दिया जाता
हाँ.
फॉर जॉब. तो मैम मैं आपसे जानना चाहती हूँ कि अभी रिसेंटली में उनके लिए ऐसे कौन कौन से जॉब हो सकते हैं जो वो वर्क फ्रॉम होम कर सकते हैं?
Like जो ये पैराप्लानिंग का काम है, that is also you can do work from home. अभी मैं भी अपने jobs वगैरह देख रही हूँ because अभी I have a young son, 2 years का है, so मैं भी अभी ऑफिस जाती थी, but now I am moving to a work from home option. So ये जो मेरा वाला काम है, that is also completely work from home. और इंडिया में भी आजकल ये बहुत ज़्यादा आउटसोर्स होने लगा. I have seen lot of people doing this. अकाउंटिंग के बहुत सारे जॉब्स हो गए आजकल जो कि बाहर से क्लाइंट there's a I think freelancer करके भी एक ऐप है. आप अपने उसमें अगर स्किल्स डालोगे, you put your skills there, आपको जॉब्स आने लगेंगी. Because in fact for your teaching as well, जैसे कि आप साइंस के टीचर होंगे या you are in zoology, biology या जो भी आपके सब्जेक्ट्स हैं, आप अगर अपने स्किल्स डालेंगे, you start getting tasks for that. और आप अगर उनको फिल करोगे, बहुत सारे असाइनमेंट्स के भी हो गए टास्क, आप उसके असाइनमेंट्स उनकी कंप्लीट करो, you actually get paid. बहुत सारे जैसे हम जो है क्वेश्चंस हम ऑनलाइन पुट करते हैं अपनी चीज़ों के लिए, एंड हमें वहाँ से आंसर्स जो आते हैं, तो उसके लिए भी स्पेसिफिकली वर्क फ्रॉम होम का जॉब है कि उसमें लोग अपने क्वेश्चंस डालते हैं. आप अपने जैसे आपने डाला what is the distance of Earth from Sun, मान लो आपने ये रैंडम मैंने क्वेश्चन सोचा, आपने ये डाला, how do you know the answer? उसमें पर्टिकुलरली ये जॉब्स होती है, स्पेसिफिक जॉब्स, जो लोग उसमें बैठे रहते हैं, they start answering those questions, and जितना आप आंसर करेंगे, you getting paid for that. ये एक अगर आप एजुकेशन अगर आपका है, like if you are educated enough, आपने मास्टर्स किया हुआ है, बैचलर्स किया हुआ है, ये सारे काम आपके ऑनलाइन 24/7 अवेलेबल है. एंड दैट इज नॉट समथिंग यू हैव टू डू इट कि आपको 9 to 5 ही करना है, आपको 10 बजे पहुंचना है, 5 बजे ही आना है. आप चाहो तो आप नाइट में ले लो, आप चाहो आप इवनिंग में शिफ्ट्स ले लो, एंड यू स्टार्ट आंसरिंग. कोर्स वर्क करके है, दैट इज कॉल्ड कोर्स वर्क. ये मैंने किया था जब मैं इंडिया में थी, आई हैव डन दिस एज वेल. कोर्स वर्क करके है, वो लोग आंसर्स करते हैं एंड दे पे यू गुड अमाउंट. और अगर आप नॉट with this, अगर आपकी दूसरी स्किल्स है लाइक आर्ट हो गया या आपकी कुकिंग का भी एक वो रहता है स्किल, देयर आर लॉट ऑफ, जैसे फ्रीलांसर है, देयर आर अदर वेबसाइट्स एज वेल, आप उसमें डालें एंड देन यू कैन स्टार्ट शेयरिंग योर रेसिपीज एज वेल. क्योंकि यहाँ पे बाहर भी देखो तो यहाँ पे लोगों को कुक करना आता नहीं है, दे डोंट, बट दे लव इंडियन फूड, बट दे डोंट नो हाउ टू कुक. वो लोग क्वेश्चंस उसमें पुट करते हैं, यू कैन start sharing your recipes and things like that. और जैसे जैसे promotion होता है, the website will start paying you.
Thank you. Anyone else? कोई क्वेश्चन आप पूछना चाहते हैं?
गुड इवनिंग मैम।
Good evening.
मैम मैं भिलाई छत्तीसगढ़ से हूँ और हमने वो टाइम देखा है जब हमने ऑफलाइन और ऑनलाइन दोनों ही टीचिंग की है और अभी भी मुझे लगता है कि क्लासरूम टीचिंग जो है वो ज़्यादा बेटर होती है कुछ मायने में मतलब स्पेशली साइंस फील्ड में। तो जैसे मेरा सब्जेक्ट बॉटनी है तो बहुत सारी चीज़ें जो होती हैं जो टच करके या मतलब जो फील करके ही उनको बच्चों को समझ में आ सकता है तो हम ऑनलाइन में इतना नहीं बता सकते। और दूसरी चीज़ मैम जैसे कुछ ऐप्स होते हैं जैसे डिजिटलाइजेशन बहुत अच्छा है नो डाउट, लेकिन कुछ ऐप ऐसे हैं जहां रॉन्ग आइडेंटिफिकेशन होते हैं। इवन चैट जीपीटी में भी बहुत सारे आंसर्स रॉन्ग आते हैं और ये मैं खुद प्रूव कर चुकी हूँ 2-3 बार। तो ऐसे में बच्चे डिसाइड होते हैं।
हाँ ये तो ट्रू है, लेकिन जैसे मैंने बोला हाउ यू कैन यूज इट, आप बॉटनी के टीचर है, आई नो उसमें प्रैक्टिकल्स होते हैं, यू हैव टू डू इट, बट बहुत सारी थ्योरेटिकल चीजें भी होती है जो आप जैसे आप जाएंगे, आप चॉक यूज करेंगे, बोर्ड यूज करेंगे, यू स्टार्ट राइटिंग एवरी टाइम। हर साल आपके स्टूडेंट्स आएंगे, हर साल यू स्टार्ट राइटिंग देयर। उससे बेटर है विद द डिजिटल थिंग आप अपने लेक्चर्स रेडी कर ले विद दोस थिंग्स जिसमें कि आपको पढ़ाना है। इफ यू हैव इट डिजिटल तो आपको बार बार वहां लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है, बिकॉज चॉक भी वेस्ट की हो रही है और आपको वो चॉक का जो डस्ट होता है दैट इज आल्सो एलर्जी, दैट इज नॉट गुड फॉर योर बॉडी एज वेल। बट यस आई नो विद द ओल्ड टेक्निक बहुत लोग प्रेफर करते हैं, बट with the digital thing you can have your lectures recorded as well, you can have your lectures at least आपकी presentations ready रहेंगी। So you when you are speaking आप उसे explain करेंगे, लेकिन जो आप लिखने में टाइम वहाँ पे वो होता है तो आपका बचेगा। एंड यस मैंने स्टार्टिंग में ही कहा था डिजिटल थिंग इज अ ब्लेसिंग एंड अ कर्स एज वेल। आई नो चैट जीपीटी में भी कई चीजें रॉन्ग आती है एंड दैट इज व्हाट योर नॉलेज मैटर्स। आपको ये नहीं है कि यू डोंट हैव टू टीच योर स्टूडेंट्स कि आप विद चैट जीपीटी पे कुछ भी लिखो और ब्लाइंडली उसको ट्रस्ट करें। यू शुड हैव योर ब्रेन एज वेल, यू शुड यूज योर ब्रेन एज वेल। आपको समझ में आता है, मैं तो यूज करती हूँ, यूज डिफरेंट थिंग्स, और अगर मुझे समझ में आता है जैसे मुझे लगता है कि हम कुछ वो गलत दे रहे हैं, मैं कोपायलट यूज करती हूँ क्योंकि मेरे पास माइक्रोसॉफ्ट का एक्सेस है तो मैं कोपायलट यूज करती हूँ जो चैट जीपीटी से ज्यादा बेटर, लेकिन वो भी कई बार गलतियां करता है। एंड देन आई टेल हिम कि आपने ये गलतियां की है, लाइक दिस इज रॉन्ग, आई थिंक यू नीड टू रीलुक एट इट, फिर वो दोबारा करेगा। सो you should have your knowledge as well, you should have your brains as well। आपको digitally सिर्फ एकदम blind आंख बंद करके यूज नहीं करना है, you should, and that is why education is important।
Yes ma'am, presentations के थ्रू तो हम बहुत सारे लेक्चर्स रेडी करते हैं, लेकिन मैम कुछ चीजें साइंस में ऐसी होती हैं जैसे डायग्राम्स होते हैं।
हाँ।
और उसमें ये होता है कि बच्चे को ये पता होना चाहिए कि इसे कहाँ से स्टार्ट करके हम इसे सकते हैं। अगर हम उन्हें प्रेजेंटेशन के थ्रू दिखाते हैं तो डेफिनेटली बच्चा मतलब कहीं से भी स्टार्ट करता है और उसे वो कई बार बनाने में 20 से 25 मिनट भी लग जाते हैं। तो ऐसी कुछ चीजें हैं जो
कुछ चीजें हैं, डेफिनेटली कुछ चीजें हैं जो आपको वो यूज करना पड़ेगी, लेकिन 90% ऑफ योर जॉब इज डन, ओनली 10% आपको करना पड़ेगा। हाँ,
Thank you so much, ma'am. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to our respected speaker for sharing such valuable insights on the topic Transforming Future Challenges, Women, Technology and Digital India. Thank you very much, ma'am. I would like to invite Mrs. Shabana Begum for a vote of thanks.
आप सबको नमस्कार। मैं सबकी आभारी हूँ कि आपने मुझे आभार व्यक्त करने का मौका दिया, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। फैकल्टी 7 डेज फैकल्टी डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम जेंडर सेंसिटाइजेशन आज के इस एफडीपी के सेकेंड डे के इस सफल कार्यक्रम के लिए हमारे महाविद्यालय में ये जो कार्यक्रम आयोजित हुआ है, इसमें रिसोर्स पर्सन आदरणीय डॉक्टर विकास कुमार सर, डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ लॉ, यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ दिल्ली। सेकेंड सेशन में हमारी मिसेस रिसिदा नाइजर नाथ मैम, जिन्होंने जिन्होंने दोनों हमारे टेक्निकल सेशन के रिसोर्स पर्सन ने हम सभी को बहुत अच्छा ज्ञान दिया है, जिनके बहुमूल्य विचारों से हम सभी को प्रेरित किया है। मैं हमारे रिसोर्स पर्सन का तहे दिल से आभार व्यक्त करती हूँ। मैं हमारे महाविद्यालय की प्राचार्य आदरणीय डॉक्टर रंजना नाथ मैम का तहे दिल से आभार व्यक्त करती हूँ, जिनके मार्गदर्शन में ये सफल कार्यक्रम का आयोजन हो रहा है। मैं महाविद्यालय के समस्त प्राध्यापकगण, टेक्निकल टीम, ऑफलाइन पार्टिसिपेंट एवं ऑनलाइन पार्टिसिपेंट का तहे दिल से आभार व्यक्त करती हूँ। मैं महाविद्यालय के कर्मचारीगण का भी आभार व्यक्त करती हूँ, जिन्होंने अपने सहयोग से इस कार्यक्रम को सफल बनाया है। अंत में मैं आप सभी का एक बार फिर से धन्यवाद करती हूँ कि आपने अपना कीमती समय निकालकर इस कार्यक्रम को सफल बनाया है। इसी के साथ मैं अपनी वाणी को विराम देती हूँ। आप सभी का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
फीडबैक थोड़ी देर में व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप में भेज दिया जाएगा, तो आप सब फीडबैक फॉर्म फिलअप कर लीजिएगा। और कल इसी समय 3 बजे फिर से नेक्स्ट सेशन हमारा स्टार्ट होगा। मंडे ठीक है। थैंक यू। गुड इवनिंग। हैव अ नाइस डे।